YouTube, what's going on? I hope that you are doing great. Welcome back to my channel. Top 3 very cheap fragrances for fall and winter. And as I told before to you guys, the reason why I choose a smaller amount of fragrances on these top video lists, so to speak, is because I like to talk very detailed about the scent itself, the performance, and the price point. And if I've chosen 20 fragrances for this video, the video will have been about an hour long. And that's why. And the first fragrance on this list is Bentley for Men Intense. I think you either love it or hate this fragrance right here. You can go on Fragrantica and see one person talk about how much they love this fragrance, and right above you will see another person where he talks about how much he hates the smell of it. But I think it's a very great fragrance for the price point. And actually, Bentley for Men Intense is the most expensive fragrance on this list. I just think it's a very great gentleman's fragrance, so to speak, and I think it smells very expensive in the air when you are wearing it. A lot of people find similarities in this with Drakkar Intense by Guy Larouche. I can see the similarities when we are talking about the smokiness, but either way, not that much. And if we should talk about the scent itself, then it definitely open up with a lot of spices, added with a little bit of freshness into it. We got the boozy accord through the whole dry down with an intense leather. And that's definitely what I get of this beautiful fragrance right here. And when it comes to the performance, then it definitely has a great sillage. And it has a great projection for the first 2 to 3 hours. Then it settles closer to the skin, but people will still get it around you for some hours further. But the longevity all in all is for about 10 hours. And I think that's pretty good. When it comes to the price point of Bentley for Men Intense, then it lays between $30 to $35. And you get a lot of fragrance for that amount of money. And the next fragrance on the list is Lattafa's Ameer Oudh Intense Oud. This is a really good fragrance. It's a little more mass appealing than the one before, but I just think it's a beautiful clone fragrance, because this is actually a clone of Maison Margiela's Replica by the Fireplace. But again, a situation where I actually like the cheap one, the clone, more than the original, because of the performance, simply because of the performance. And if I should describe this scent right, I will actually say that it opens up with a lot of burnt woods, added with lots of sugar and a well-blended vanilla. That's actually it. And it stays through the whole dry down. In the end, it's not as synthetic like in the beginning at all, but it's just a very, very great fragrance and very mass appealing too. It smells really good in the air around you, but it doesn't smell cheap because of that synthetic opening, but that lasted for 5 minutes anyway. And then it's just that beautiful vanilla burning wood smell, just like burning marshmallows and stuff like that. It's just a great clone fragrance in my opinion. And the performance of this one is really great too. It has a great sillage and it has a great projection for the first 3 to 4 hours. Then it settles closer to the skin, but it still push off your skin through the day. The longevity all in all is for about 12 hours. And then you actually have to wash it off before it disappears 100%. But a very great smelling scent, long lasting. And when it comes to the price point, then you can actually get this one right here for $20. Very cheap for a very great smelling fragrance and a very good performer. And that was Lattafa's Ameer Al Oud Intense Oud. Third fragrance on this list, guys, is Franck Olivier's Oud Touch, which apparently should be a clone of Dior's Oud Espehan. And actually, they smell pretty much the same. This one right here is a lot more synthetic, of course. Anyway, I will say that Oud Touch is again a fragrance. There's not that mass appealing because, again, it's a fragrance you either love or hate. But I know a lot of people loving this fragrance, mostly people over 30. But anyway, I think you get a good gentleman's scent, again, for the price. But if you don't like rose and oud, stay the beep away from this one right here. Because even though that oud ain't listed in this fragrance, it smells a lot like that woody oudiness, so to speak. And scent-wise, Oud Touch open up, in my opinion, with a beautiful caramel, followed by that woodiness from the oud, blended with a lot of rose. That's the best way I can describe Oud Touch. And it stays through the whole dry down with that woodiness and rose, but it has a metallic vibe into it too. Very much in the beginning, not that much in the end, but rose and oud, that's what you get through the whole fragrance. I think it's beautiful. That's my opinion. The performance does definitely not lack on Oud Touch either. It has a great sillage and it has a great projection for the first 4 to 5 hours. Then it settles closer to the skin. But you still get whiffs of it a couple of hours further and people will definitely smell you until you hit about the 8 to 10 hour mark. But the longevity all in all is for about 12 to 14 hours. And that's really great. And when it comes to the price point of Oud Touch, then you can actually get it for $15. Some places, sometimes, depending on where you buy it. But I think you get a rich rose and oud gentleman's scent for that very, very small amount of money. And that, gentleman, was the third fragrance on this list. Franck Olivier's Oud Touch. You know what, guys? I decided to put a bonus fragrance in this video. That fragrance is actually a clone fragrance, but I think it's very, very good, again, for the amount of money you pay for it. And that is Velvet Oud by Lattafa. A clone of Tom Ford's Tuscan Leather. They are very similar, 90 to 95% actually. I am aware of that it's other chemicals and stuff like that, which they use in this one right here, but I just think that it's very, very good for the price. Again, a very good clone fragrance for the price. It's very cheap. You definitely get that beautiful citruses and a lot of leather. And the performance doesn't lack on Velvet Oud either. It has a great sillage and it has a great projection for the first 2 to 3 hours. Of course, then it settles closer to the skin, but you still get whiffs of it until you hit about the 6 to 7 hour mark. The longevity all in all for this one right here is for about 8 to 9 hours. Again, great smell, good performer, and a very good price. Because when it comes to the price point, I think I bought this one for about $17. Very cheap. And that was the bonus fragrance, Lattafa's Velvet Oud. That's it for today, guys, and that was my top 3 very cheap fragrances for fall and winter. I think it was a good idea to make this video. Maybe some of you guys are on a very tight budget, then these fragrances are very, very good, when you could get them so cheap and they still perform very great. That was my intention with this video. Or else I just want to say thanks to my subscribers. Welcome to new subscribers. I'm doing this video for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you are enjoying your life with your family, friends, and loved ones. And until I see you again, guys, enjoy life even more. See ya.